Hi, everyone. My name is Maybell Caro. I'm one of the presenters for today. We're going to go ahead and get started on our presentation on how to build your community on your college campuses. As I've said, my name is Maybell Caro. Just to quickly introduce myself, my pronouns are she, her. I'm one of the College Success Fellows here at 10,000 Degrees, and I'm also an alumni from UC Santa Cruz with the Bachelor of Arts in Literature.
Hey everybody, how we doing? My name is Willie Laporte. I'm also a College Success Fellow. I am an alumni of Santa Rosa Junior College and then transferred on to where I got the
Hi everyone, my name is Jamila Shimi. I'm also a College Success Fellow here at 10,000 Degrees. I got my BA in Ethnic Studies and Anthropology at Sonoma State.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Sally Cahoon Branscombe. My pronouns are she, her. I am also a College Success Fellow here at 10,000 Degrees. I started my higher education journey at Santa Rosa Junior College. I got my AA in Social Behavioral Sciences, and then I transferred to Humboldt State University, where I received my BA in Psychology. All right. So just wanted to let you know, please, if you have any questions, use the chat throughout this presentation to ask us anything. We'll try our best to answer them as we're presenting, but we will also have some time at the end of our presentation to answer any questions as well. So a little bit about 10,000 Degrees. 10,000 Degrees is the leading equity-focused scholarship provider and college success nonprofit in California. 10,000 Degrees mission is to achieve educational equity and to support students from low-income backgrounds to and through college to realize their full potential and positively impact their community and the world. So currently 10,000 Degrees is serving 8 Bay Area counties, which include Lake County, Sonoma County, Napa, Marin, Contra Costa, San Francisco, San Mateo, and Santa Clara. And next slide. Perfect. And our model here at 10,000 Degrees is to support students to, through, and beyond college. We provide a lot of great services and resources to help and support our students. Some of these include scholarship and financial aid management, college and financial aid advising and navigation, and college success support. So now we'll be diving into our presentation on how to build community. In this presentation, we will provide clear information and advice about extracurricular involvement and building community on and off campus. We will create awareness for all the opportunities that college campuses have to offer through student involvement. We will introduce ways students can get involved on and off campus. We will offer a better understanding of the benefits for getting involved on campus. And we will provide 10,000 Degrees students with post-presentation material to review as a resource. Okay, so how to build your community. So you might be thinking, I want to build my community in college, but I'm not sure where to start, and I don't know how to go about building a community. Also, you might be thinking it might be a little bit overwhelming or daunting at the thought of trying to build a community. And just know if you do have these feelings, you're not alone. This is totally normal. And in this presentation, we will give you some actionary ways and ideas of how to go about building community in hopes to relieve some of these daunting and overwhelming feelings. So first, I wanted to give you a first step into how to build community. Self-reflection is a good first step. It's really helpful to help you explore, get clear, and streamline the direction, people, and safe spaces that resonate best with you. And you can do self-reflection in a lot of different ways. Check out what ways feel best for you. I encourage you to maybe journal your ideas that come to mind, maybe talk to someone that a good friend or an entrusted person, or you can even express your ideas through art, whatever works best for you. We provided here on this slide a few examples of self-reflection questions to kind of get you thinking. These include what are my passions and interests, what are my hobbies or things I enjoy doing, and what kind of spaces or communities have I been a part of that have been positive and comfortable for me. So now that you've done some self-reflection, you might have some ideas going in your head. The second step is to do your research. So checking out different communities and gathering more information is an essential part of getting to know what will be the best fit for you. So in this slide, we provided some tips on how to start finding your communities through research. The first one I wanted to highlight was to check out your campus resource. Your campus resource has a ton of information on organizations, clubs, helpful resources, and other ways to build your community. So definitely check that out when you have a moment. Another great place to get out there and to start doing some research is to attend your college welcome week. Many college campuses provide a welcome week. And what this is it's a bunch of events that are held by your college to help students get to know their peers and your campus, as well as the resources on your campus. Another great place to do some research is to attend a job or club fair on your campus. And through your campus website, they will have all the events and activities listed for the academic year. And that's where they'll list when those job fairs and club fairs are going to be happening. So I do encourage you to check those out. And this will give you a better idea of what are the different resources, activities, jobs that are hiring, all of that. So it's a really great way to check out and get to know what's on your campus. And lastly, talking with others about how they build their community and what they're a part of. I'm sure that they would be more than happy to kind of help you and give you some tips and tricks that worked well for them. So definitely encourage you to reach out to people that you feel comfortable with to talk about their experiences with building community. And I do want to note that building your community takes time. It can be a trial and error process. So just be patient with yourself and proud of yourself for putting yourself out there and trying to build your community. And, you know, there's a space for everyone and you will get there. Perfect. So now that you've done some self-reflection, you've got some ideas of where to start your research, I wanted to talk to you about some different ideas and ways to build your community. I know in my college experience, I built community in ways I didn't even think I could build community. So definitely encourage you to think outside the box and know that there's many different avenues to building your community. So some of these include, you could build your community through your classes. So maybe you're a part of a group project and you could meet people through that, or attending your professor's office hours or study sessions that your professor or TA provides for you and puts on. These are smaller, more intimate settings that might be a little bit easier and less intimidating to meet people. So definitely encourage you to participate in these. A really positive experience that happened for me when I was at Humboldt State University was I attended some of the study sessions for my major classes, and I met a lot of great people. It just made the classes more engaging, more fun, and I also got to see similar faces in future classes that I signed up for. So it was really nice to see like familiar friends and faces in many different of my classes. So another great way to build community is to check out the campus resources. There's a lot of different campus resources. I highlighted a few here that a lot of students utilize, but I definitely check it out on your campus. So some of these include going to the library. You could do the writing center, attend the tutoring center, transfer center, dream center, and student support services like EOPS and learning communities. So it's a really, really great place to meet people and get yourself out there. Another way to build community is to attend campus events. So attend like a sporting event, job fair, club fair. Your welcome center is a really great place to start as well with building your community. And like I said before, on the campus website, that's where all the activities will be, and they'll have all the details of where it is, when it is. So definitely encourage you to check that out. On the next slide, we'll talk about a few other ways to build your community. Perfect. Okay, so We also suggested getting an on-campus or off-campus job. I know for me personally, a lot of my great friends were made through different jobs I had. So it's a really, really great place to start. You can attend a job fair to see what jobs are hiring on your campuses, and they will help you with like the job process and give you more details about how to get a job. Connecting with your Career Success Center on campus is a great resource to finding out what jobs there are. They can also help you streamline jobs within your field of study, as well as help you with your resume and your cover letters if necessary. And you can always use job searches like Indeed and LinkedIn to search for jobs as well and see what's out there. So dorms or off-campus housing is another great way to build community. So if you are living in a dorm or campus housing, I do encourage you to get to know your housemates. I guarantee that they are wanting to build community as well. And I had a really positive experience with this when I transferred to Humboldt State University. I was in a transfer only dorm. So with transfer students, I lived with 5 other girls and I got to know my housemates and it was really, really great experience. I actually made one of my lifelong best friends through living in the dorms with her. So that was one of my highlights of college. So definitely encourage you to get to know your housemates. Another great way to build community is get involved on your campuses. And a way you can do that is through student government. Or you can join a sports team. So they have different levels of joining sports teams in college. They have collegiate teams. Those are a little more competitive, a little more time consuming. And then they have club teams. Those are a little more relaxed, a little bit less of a time commitment. And they're meant to just meet people and have fun. So definitely check those out and see what will work best for you. And wanted to also let you know that 10,000 Degrees is here for you. So our staff is here for you. Our scholarship team is here for you. So please reach out if you do have any questions or need any support. We're happy to help. I provided the scholarship team's email on this slide for you. So definitely reach out to them if you need us. And a pro tip, if you are feeling nervous about reaching out or attending anything by yourself, take in a trusted person or someone you feel comfortable with for support. You do not need to build your community alone. There's lots of people and resources out there on your campus and in the community that want to help you with this, and wanted to really emphasize, yes, 10,000 Degrees is here for you. We want to help you build your community, and we're really excited for your college journey. So now I will be passing it on to Willie, who will be talking about learning communities.
Awesome, sweet. So, dive into campus. You're at your 4-year or at your junior college level. So we'll go straight into what is a learning community on the next slide. I'd be asking that question right now. So a learning community can be defined easily as, maybe I'm a big sports guy, so like as a team, so maybe as a small cohort of students that share an academic goal and I want to thrive throughout the classroom at their respected schools. So talking, making sure that you can find that nice avenue to go to and a place to sit down and meet up with your fellow classmates on your campus. And learning communities can be defined into like 4 categories. So one can be a sense of belonging, feeling that you're a part of the campus, a part of a group or a team on your said campus, and also can be defined as interdependence or reliance among team members, building that trust, maybe creating lasting friendships in that learning community with the trust among trust amongst the other members in the said learning communities, and then faith and trust shared in the purpose of the learning community. And these are the 4 like stages that you can be defined for the learning communities on your said respected campuses. So now that we kind of see what a learning community is and what defines a learning community, we can kind of look at the next slide and see what, put a picture to these learning communities. So we have all these learning communities on the campuses. You're going to have to do a little bit of research, like Sally said in the previous slides, to see which ones are on your campuses. It all varies throughout campuses. The majority of them will have at least a couple of these on your said campuses, whether that be at the junior college level or at the university or UCs. So we have Puente and a Trio, EOPS, Umoja, and Mesa, and they all kind of have different avenues to where you can apply. EOPS is first generation and it bases off of your ESC for financial aid. And if you're a first generation student, just like Trio, Mesa is more towards the majors of math, engineering, and science. Puente contains to the students in a Latina cultural background, and Umoja is for African American students on campus and having a nice little hub there to mingle and do stuff around on the campus and create little study groups and stuff. For your academic career, it's all great avenues to go. And a little tip and trick, you can apply to all of them, as many as you like. So it's not like a sports team where you have to play for one team the whole season. You can apply to as many as you would like. So I would keep that avenue and options open as much as you can. And so now that we see what we put a logo to these learning communities, I'll tell you they got some perks of these learning communities on these next slide. The learning communities can boost academic success and also creating lasting long friendships. Who knows, you might be able to find your next roommates for the next couple of years at your said campuses, and also get to know your professors better, because they will line up with majority of your majors. So you get to do a little bit of networking there with your professors and maybe get that cover letter for that resume down the road, and creating little study groups, like I said, with your classmates and stuff, because your majors will line up. And just have an idea or have an opportunity to broaden your learning experience and really get to expand outside just your little hub of yourself. And that's something that we're going to be asking you to do, kind of get uncomfortable and expand your networking a little bit. And some of the other great perks about learning communities is that you get priority registration, you get to be bumped up, you get to skip the long lines at the academic counseling office, and you can just go to that learning community and go to see their counselors if it's offered at that learning community. And then you also get to build a nice professional relationship with that counselor and get to know them a little better. And then also some of these might have book vouchers, they might have for the semester, or they might have scholarships that you might be able to apply for in that learning community, and always will have postings about scholarships you can apply for. That's a nice perk to have right there, and be able to get a little bit of money that way too. And then counseling support throughout college, we already touched on that. And those are some of the perks of the learning communities on your said campuses. So there is some good things coming in out of learning communities, and I highly recommend applying to many of them. And we'll talk more about that on the next slide, about how I'm sure you guys are all excited. Like, heck yeah, I want to go apply right now as we speak. So the biggest thing I would recommend about maybe planting the seed and getting your foot into the door is go to campus events. I know Sally brought up Welcome Week. There'll be tabling at those events, so you'll be able to talk to members in that learning community and really get to navigate and see which one fits you the best, or which one that you could see yourself thriving in, and all the other learning communities on there. And check out your school website. We're asking you to do a little bit of work. I'm sure you guys are probably on your phone right now. Just maybe do a quick little Google search about it on your iPhone, and just see which ones you would intrigue you the most. So just do a little research and find out which learning community would be the best. And like I said earlier, apply to as many as you can. You can double dip. It's not, if you're in Trio, you can't be signed up for EOPS. That's not the way it rolls. You can apply to as many as you would like to, and be involved as many as you can. And I highly recommend that going into that. And then the biggest thing I would recommend all you guys should be doing is stepping outside your comfort zone. I suffer from that when I was going through school, trying to I don't know, I was playing football at the time. I don't know, I don't think I want to. I think I'm good with my just my football community, my athletic community. But no, I extended my place out. I got applications for EOPS at Santa Rosa Junior College, and I got in, and I got book vouchers. I got to have a nice personal relationship with a counselor, and it helped me out in the long run. So get involved. I would say just get outside your comfort zone and do your research and expand your networking and see which ones fit you the best to your learning communities. All right. Thank you so much for listening up to me. Now I'll pass it off to Maybell for clubs and organizations.
Thank you so much, Willie, for talking about learning communities. Yes, let's talk about about clubs and organizations. So campus clubs and organizations, before we delve into how we can get involved in campus clubs and organizations deeper, let's first ask ourselves, why is it significant to join clubs and organizations in the first place? Well, we have a few reasons here, but in summary, campus clubs and organizations can help a lot of students find the right community of students that they want to connect with. And through doing this, we can help to expand our social networks and circles, and consequently gain more proper experience towards our own goals and interests, and realize, what goals and interests are we most inclined and gravitating towards as we're meeting new people and learning more about ourselves. And through expanding our social networks and circles, we can also hopefully also professionally expand our own knowledge in terms of our skills and skill sets that we want to contribute into the workforce post-college, and continue to find what professional values do we have, and what are the types of people that we want to connect with to continue to cultivate these values. And lastly, as I briefly mentioned earlier, campus clubs and organizations can be a great way for students to grow and explore themselves and learn what aspects of certain environments you like and dislike, but also learn more about yourself and what you value and what you hope to contribute to your own campus community. Now that we've touched upon why it can be important for so many students to join campus clubs and organizations, I think another piece to acknowledge is, how can we exactly identify the best fit for us? So I think it's first and foremost important to acknowledge that there are so many different types of clubs and organizations on campus. I know from personal experience that even just acknowledging each type of club has different missions and values, it can feel overwhelming at first, but I think being able to identify the right fit for you can be a great way in navigating what you feel like is best for you. And by doing so, we're able to also recognize that there are different types of campus clubs and organizations. And here on this presentation, we've tried to outline what that looks like. So for example, there are cultural clubs that aim to build connections with your peers based on a shared cultural interests, and also to show allyship towards specific ethnic groups on campus. Additionally, there are also academically based clubs and organizations that aim to support students through their academic success through collaboration and sharing different types of on-campus resources. And lastly, professional. There are professional clubs and organizations that also help to hopefully have students gain more real world experiences with opportunities that aim to help them build transferable skills into the workforce as they navigate their professional pathways. And by looking at this in the broader scope of things, since there are so many different types of campus clubs and organizations, it's okay to also prepare for some trial and error, as we've mentioned throughout our presentation. It's okay to change your mind about different campus clubs and organizations that you'd like to be a part of. I know that for me in college, that was a huge part of my journey in figuring out what campus clubs and organizations I felt like were most valuable for my time, but also most valuable to my own collegiate experience. And so I want to encourage you all to feel empowered to take on certain leadership positions as well for certain campus clubs and organizations that you feel like resonate with you and you want to add to your resume. And also don't feel afraid to apply yourself as well. And lastly, one thing that also helped me was being able to talk to other students about their own personal experiences in a club, whether there are qualities about a club or organization they liked or disliked. It helped me better inform myself about what I was looking for and ultimately what I wanted to be a part of. So now that we've talked about what kinds of campus clubs and organizations exist, where exactly can students start with this information? So for me personally, I never want to underestimate something like a good old Google search. It's important to delve into your campus website and see on their campus website if they have a clubs and organizations page. And if so, take some time to look up that list and read through each campus club and organization's mission statements to ensure that that information is something that you're connecting with, or even if you're just slightly interested, just being able to have that information as a resource can do wonders in terms of how you decide to approach your collegiate experience and on-campus involvement. In addition to Google searching, I think it's also important to be able to take some time to find direct contact information for these clubs and organizations. And it can be as simple as including phone numbers and emails, etc. As you can see on this presentation slide, we have an email template. If you do find an email of a campus club or organization that you're interested in, that we hope that this template is helpful. It's important to keep it concise, but also don't be afraid to show that you're enthusiastic and excited to learn more about an opportunity. As I'll talk about in a little bit, a lot of campus clubs and organizations, they really do appreciate members that genuinely want to be a part of their community and want to contribute to their campus in a positive way. And one way to show your enthusiasm in addition to calling or emailing is also through the beauty of social media. I know that when I was in college, social media on college campuses was something that my college was starting to take more time in developing. And so a lot of campus clubs and organizations nowadays have their own social media pages. And so direct messaging through your own Instagram or Twitter account can be a very effective way of showing your level of interest. And from personal experience, members, especially members in leadership positions, they do remember your name, and they do remember who exactly is showing so much enthusiasm, because it really does mean a lot to them and what they're trying to achieve. So again, don't feel afraid to reach out to these campus clubs and organizations for any questions you have. Even if you're just slightly curious, there's no level of interest that should discourage you from being able to learn more and be a part of a community that you truly value and want to get to know better. And with that, I'll go ahead and pass it on to Jamila to talk more about Greek life.
Awesome. Thank you, Maybell. So really quickly, with a show of hands, or if you can drop this in the chat, how many of you have heard of Greek life before? Okay. So then we're gonna go ahead and get started with what is Greek life. So Greek Life is a value-based organization based in university and colleges, and they provide a lot of different skills for students. They provide social skills, leadership skills, as well as they give academic and philanthropic support as well. So why join Greek Life? Why is this a good way to try and get involved on campus? It's a good way to make friends, the home away from home, as well as to help network professionally. The association with whatever Greek Life organization you choose to go with, it continues even after college, so you never know what alum you're connected to. Like, I know even Vice President Kamala Harris, she's an AKA, which is a great connection that all AKA sisters have now to her. And especially even when I was graduating, I was in Greek life myself, and just knowing when I'm going into the workforce, just connecting with all of the older alum that were from my organization, just seeing what they're doing and asking about their process. It really gives that comfort knowing going into your next steps that you do have a community behind you even after your college journey. So with Greek Life, there are two different types of organizations. There's academic, and then there is social as well. So academic organizations, they focus on academic pursuits, and they may also be co-ed and limit membership to those in specific major career interests. So with that, that means there are some organizations that they are based on being a business major, or some that are pre-law and pre-med as well, whereas there's social organizations, and those are open to anyone regardless of your background or major. So you don't have to per se be a business major interested in medicine, law, or whichever to be able to join. So we're learning a little bit about Greek life, and then now we're wondering, who are these organizations? So within Greek life, there are typically 4 main councils. There's Panhellenic, which is the sororities, Interfraternal Council, IFC, those are the fraternities, and then Panhellenic, which are the Divine Nine African American organizations. And then there are multicultural, which sometimes it might be broken up a little bit more, where there could be the Latino Council, or there's also the Asian organizations as well, and then any other groups in between. These are the 4 main ones that you will typically see on campuses as well. Then here are some potential organizations that you might find on whatever campus you're going on to as well. So if you're looking to get involved with Greek life, here are some few ways that you can get started with doing that. One of the first things is to do your research. If you're interested in an organization, make sure to look them up, do a quick Google search. It's important to see, do their values align with yours? So is this something where you agree with whatever philanthropic cause that they're working towards? What is the cost as well? The GPA requirement and the time commitment. So making sure that you are at capacity to be able to, contribute with these organizations and the time process that it entails. So let's say you've done your research and you think you have an organization that you're trying to get involved with. Attend events, say hello. Don't be afraid to introduce yourself at events or even on their social pages, whichever you find. And then also feel free to take a friend if needed to any social events. Make sure you're comfortable going into these events. And if you need a friend to lean on while going in, that's totally okay as well. And it's also important to be looking out for recruitment season. Some organizations, they recruit in specific times of the year, which is when they'll be bringing in new members. Some of them do it in the fall, some of them do it in spring, and then some will also do it both fall and spring. So it's important to make sure you're knowing when these times are happening.
All right, sweet. Let's get you guys out of here. But first, we got to do a little bit of a takeaway messages for you guys. Overwhelming theme from all of us are that we said in this presentation: just get involved. There's always something for everybody out there. And if you have the opportunity, take it. Create your own little club. And you can also, if the club maybe that you want on your campus, that's not there, maybe it's like an anime club, go ahead and you can start that up. It's not too hard of a process. Just make sure that you're be able to get involved and get people into that club. And involvement is great for professional and personal experience. And like I said earlier, resume building, maybe get that cover letter from that professor, because you'll be intertwined with your major courses and other people in your classroom settings. Be open, and also it's okay to fail. Be open for trial and error. Not every club will be for you, and that's okay. Maybe just go by one of the events and get some of the free stuff and check them out, and maybe it's not for you. That's totally fine. Go on to the next club, or maybe Greek life is your thing. Options are endless, so just take your time and do your research and find the one that fits you best, because you want to be thriving, seeing yourself in there for the next how many years you're at your academic career at your college. And getting involved can help someone experience new opportunities. It might open a gateway of possibilities for you. It might actually be a way to find a career path that you might be able to want to take, the road you might want to go down. And really, you get to learn about yourself and see what you're passionate about, and expand that networking and make long-lasting friendships. You might be able to find new roommates down the road. Who knows? Maybe people that will be coming to your weddings later down the road too. That lasting friendship. And don't be afraid to expand your professional and personal network through involvement as a student. Make sure to be involved, take some professional steps, and make sure to branch out and make it expand all the way throughout your campus. Righty, those are the takeaways I want you guys to take away. We'll also have a takeaway tool coming to you after this presentation for little tips and tricks about how to build your communities and stuff. So keep an eye out for that email from us, from 10,000 Degrees. So thank you guys again for taking time out of your day We appreciate you. I'm not gonna hold you out anymore. Happy mini Friday, happy Thursday. Have a great rest of your week.